What's going on, guys? Car Review Guys here. My name is AJ and we are with this week the 2024 Mazda CX90. Completely all new. It looks really good in my humble opinion. This particular tester is the Turbo S Premium Plus, so it doesn't get any nicer than this one. So let's go over all the features and details in this review. We're going to start with the exterior, work our way to the interior, and then we're going to take it on a drive. So without further ado, let's roll. Starting right up front, you're going to notice the LED runners and headlamps, and something you may or may not notice, there's actually an LED right in there. And I already have the turn signal on for the other side, and you can see it obviously doubles as the turn signal as well. My goodness, I cannot talk. I apologize. You have the nice big Mazda badge. You have the camera right up front because it does have the 360 view, and the cameras look really good, but we'll go over that on the inside. Underneath the hood is a 3.3 liter inline 6-cylinder. So it's nice to have a 6-cylinder, and it is a mild hybrid as well, pushing 340 horsepower, and you can tow up to 5,000 pounds, which is obviously a good thing. Working our way around the side, we have the arches that are paint match. I love that they did that. You guys know, huge fan of paint match for those. I'm not a fan whenever it's like the plastic black. Not a fan. Working our way down to the tires on this, they're a 275 45 21, and I love the design. They look good. The only thing with a lot of spokes, obviously, always a pain in the butt to clean, but hey, they look good. Working our way around, you're going to notice the other camera right underneath here for the 360 camera. Nice little chrome trim on the bottom, makes it feel premium. And of course it says Mazda. Looking at the door handle, it does have keyless entry and exit. If I get my reflection out of the way, you're going to notice it's very subtle. It's right there to lock it. Unlock is just simply on the inside. And working our way to the back, it is unfortunately not on the rear doors, but that is okay, I suppose. Fuel door is on the driver's side, 19.6 gallon tank on this one. I believe on the lower trim levels it's 18.5. Fuel economy on this one is 23 city, 28 highway, combined average of 25 miles to the gallon. Not bad considering it is all-wheel drive. You guys know, huge fan of all-wheel drive. Obviously we're here in the back now. You're gonna notice it does have a wiper back here. I'm always a little bit of a bigger fan whenever it's up top, but nonetheless, it still looks really good from the rear. Even just stepping back for you guys, I mean, it really does have a good look. And then coming around, just looking at the overall profile from the rear, I'll say this, it reminds me a little bit of like BMW styling. Maybe I'm wrong, but you guys can look it up. I think it looks good. You can see the turn signal here in the rear on the right side. Looks good, clean, crisp. In order to pop the rear hatch, it is power, which is nice. You just simply press right underneath the Mazda emblem, and up it goes. Back here, you've obviously got a little bit of room. They have a little cutout there so you can fit golf clubs, which is a good thing. You have two power outlets here. That's both of them, and these actually are nice because they stay like wherever you want them to, which seems small and whatever. But the like springy ones, I don't know, they are kind of annoying because you're like trying to, like, if you only have one hand, you're trying to get it down. Nope, it just stays exactly where you want it to, which I really like. In order to fold down the rear, you just simply pull on this, the headrest falls, and you just push it forward, and now you've just literally over doubled your rear storage. And in the back, there are USB-Cs and some cup holders, and in just a moment I will try to crawl back there for you guys. To close the rear hatch, it is up above. You have a handle as well, but you can simply just press the button right there, and down she goes. Okay, let's test the rear here. Oh, I gotta unlock it first. Let's start with the second row and then we'll climb into the third row, because as an adult, we all know the third row probably isn't gonna be that easy, but just stepping in back here to the captain chairs in this particular model, there are different configurations. You can get up to 8 people configuration in this CX90, and I need to recline this just a little bit. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was easy to get in and out of. It's not too high to raise your legs. The headliner is up high enough for the roof line, so no complaints getting in. And honestly, the interior to me is beautifully done. I mean, I've seen some other reviewers kind of, I don't know, knock on it a little bit. And there are just like a couple of things that I will point out that I wish maybe were changed slightly. But overall, I mean, my first impression whenever I saw the interior was like, wow. Like, it does feel and look premium in here. So, over here on the door, before we climb into the rear, you've got, obviously you can see how shiny it is. You can see my reflection there in this chrome. Then you have this wood. I love the look of this wood. It looks good, contemporary. Right here is a hard plastic. That's one of the things that personally I would have liked changed. It's, you can hear it. And then, but it still looks nice. So it's nicely done. I just wish, you know, maybe just a little bit of a softer touch. Over here, this is material. This is not leather. So I think it looks amazing. Like, I love the look of it. I just don't know if I wish it was probably leather like this. You know, it's all soft touch and stuff, and especially where your elbow is. But nonetheless, it looks really nice. And as you can see, you do have the shade there. You can simply just lift it up and down it goes. But yeah, overall pretty good. You got some spots for some water bottles there, and you can fit some ratherly large water bottles without issue. And over in the center, you've got another 2 sitting here that's optional, and you can open up either side of this, like a center console for the captain chairs. Up in the middle, you're gonna notice 2 USB-Cs, heated seats, cooled seats, and your own temperature back here, which always nice whenever you have tri-zone. Coming up above, you do have a panoramic roof. I can actually open it for you guys if I scoot forward here just a little bit. You just simply press it back one time, and that way you guys can see the speed as to how the shade opens. And that's what it looks like. I mean, I think it is a nice touch. It just makes the interior feel way more premium. All right. You guys want to see me get into the rear because everyone likes a good laugh. No, it actually may not be that bad. I don't know. Let's find out. To get into the rear, there is a button or lever, if you will. You just simply pull it, and then you can slide this forward. You have a little step right here if you need it. You can step here and then there if you really need to. But nonetheless, I think we're just going to take the approach of just straight up in there. And then this is like my eye level right here. So your head is literally up here. So make sure that you duck just a little bit. Spin it around so you guys can see. So I'm ducking. I think I just hold right here. Push up in if I can. And down we go. Oh wow, okay. So headroom, there's, I don't know, that much right there, 2 inches maybe, somewhere in there. I'm 5'9", for those of you that do not know or are new to the channel. And here's what our legroom looks like, kind of the angle, and then obviously my feet like barely fit inside. I'm a size 10 for my feet. So pulling this back, you just simply pull it. And this is what it looks like. Like right here, I have plenty of legroom. I assume they would want to tilt it back just a little bit closer, like what this one looks like. You can kind of see the difference there. But nonetheless, I mean, there's still some legroom up there, not as much as that side. Hopefully you can see both. But yeah, overall, I mean, a lot more comfortable back here than what I was expecting. And it was actually easier to get in back here than what I was expecting, because I thought you guys were going to get a good laugh of me struggling. All right, let's jump to the front. Stepping into the front, let's test this out. yeah, for me, that was very natural. I don't have any issues getting into the front. Very, very easy to get in and out of. Looking over at the door, you'll notice the Bose badging right there. And the door looks fairly similar to the rear. It looks nice. Again, this is plasticky. It's the only thing I'd probably change for the most part, but it looks really good. Like, I cannot get over how good it looks. Now, you look at this door and you probably panic for just a second, like, where is memory seating? There's no memory seating? No, there definitely is. It's over here. You're gonna see it right there. You've got 2 settings, and then the rear hatch for the power liftgate is right there on the left. And then up here, you've got various buttons. The most important to me is I-stop off. For me, I don't like whenever it turns off at every light, so I personally turn that off. Obviously, I'm sacrificing gas mileage just a little bit, but hey. Now, looking straight in front of us, you're gonna notice a pretty big difference from probably what you're used to seeing. All digital display. Man, it looks clean, it looks good. And if we go through the different drive modes, it'll change it just slightly. You're gonna see the sport animation. That's what the gauges look like, all red. We come down, you've already seen normal, but this is what normal looks like, which it looks fairly similar, even digitally, to what Mazda's kind of done for a while. And then coming down to the off-road, let's take a look at that. And that feels, I'm not gonna lie, the gauges remind me of almost like Jeep vibes. So makes sense, off-road. So I find myself driving it normal pretty much all the time. So we'll leave it there. And there are a few options here with the cruise control type of stuff. You can select it and it'll change the gauges a little bit. So it also changes your head-up display. Hopefully you can see it out there. I will try to zoom in the best I can. But yeah, you'll see it changing right there. So over here in the middle, you have a nice screen, but the one thing you're probably gonna notice, it's not a touchscreen. So while this is fully redesigned, that's one of the things that I probably would have changed. Mazda firmly believes like it's more distracting to touch a screen, but again, there's an argument both ways, right? Like, I mean, I'm down here, I'm fumbling, trying to figure this thing out, using the toggle to use the screen, like, it's a two-way street. That's all I'm saying. Like, I think that it could go either way. You can make an argument either way. I would like to see both. Maybe, like, even if it makes them happy, like, touchscreen only when in park. Like, I think that would be a great compromise, because then, like, while I'm sitting here, I could just, you know, go through it or whatever very quickly. Nonetheless, that's what we have. Again, this material that's on the doors is continued up through here. While I think it looks beautiful, I just don't know how it'll hold up, like, cleanliness wise, but I do wish it was leather, but it's still, you can't argue, it looks good. Coming up to the mirror before we work our way down, you're going to notice the home link, 3 options there. I love the frameless mirror. The only knock on this is it's not digital. I would have expected a digital with this being all new, but it is what it is. Working our way down, you have a wireless phone pad right up there. I'll come in just a little bit for you. You can see it. And then you've got a heated steering wheel. You've got heated seats, cooled seats, same thing for the passenger, and dual zone climate in the front. Again, overall tri-zone because you've got the rear as well. Working our way down, that was the selector I was messing with for the drive modes. And then you're gonna notice there's a little camera button right there, and you simply press that, and this is what you're looking like. So this is the front view at the moment. You've got your 360 view over there. So they are really crisp images. I'm very happy with the camera quality. They did a good job on that. Working our way back down, again, all the toggle stuff. This is very standard Mazda, been around for quite a while now, so I'm sure you guys are very familiar with that. You have this wood continued on, and they did do a good job down here on the right and left side of the vehicle. It is all soft touch, as you can see, so where your knee may kind of rest right there, it is nice. Up here, again, on the door, just like the speakers, hard plastic right there, so that is a little strange and out of place, but it's not too noticeable down there, so not a huge deal. Coming back up to the steering wheel, all of your various audio type settings are all on the left-hand side, including voice command. Coming over on the right is all of your cruise control settings. There is adaptive cruise control, as you can see, and there is lane keep assist, meaning it will just slightly turn the wheel to try to keep you in the lane, but there is not lane centering. So I'm not sure why. Pretty much all of the competitors do have that. Mazda, I believe, I could be wrong, kind of believes that lane centering it should be more all about the driver. It should not have that, but I don't know. I do think it should have it. Then people have the option to turn it off if they don't like it. But nonetheless, that's where we're at. The steering wheel is very comfortable and it is nice. It's a good thickness. I love the stitching, the contrast stitching in there. It looks good as well. Yeah, feels very premium. I like it a lot. Now looking at the seats, again, they are beautiful. This is the white interior, and the only thing that I would change is it's a cloth strip in the middle. While it's a dark color, it should stay clean. I don't know. I just feel like maybe even suede or something like that would have been a little bit better. But either way, it is beautiful. And they are really comfortable as well. They're slightly on the stiff side. They're not real cushy, but they're still comfortable to sit in nonetheless. Center console popping open both sides. You're going to notice 2 USB-Cs located in there. And it is a soft leather material, just like the seats, but it still is obviously on the firm side. Okay, I think it is time for us to take this all-new CX90 3.3 liter inline 6 out on the road. Let's roll. As we're getting this out on the road, as already stated, 340 horsepower, pushing 369 pound-feet of torque, and you're going to get a 0 to 60 of around 6.5 seconds with this all-wheel drive, and it is paired to a 8-speed transmission. So this is right up your alley if you're looking for something that does not have a CVT transmission and doesn't have a pesky little 4-cylinder, because this is, I would say, a little bit more old school. It's still a mild hybrid, obviously, but let's go ahead and push it 0 to 60. We're in sport. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Oh, it pipes in sound too. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. 50 to 60. I mean, I'll try to put a timer up on the screen. I will say it bamboozled me probably a half second because I didn't turn off iStop. That actually is interesting. In sport mode, why would it let iStop work in sport mode? A little odd. To me, at least. I don't know why that would happen. So that did bamboozle me just a little bit on that 0 to 60, but nonetheless, certainly impressive for this SUV. Okay, we're gonna test the all-wheel drive system now. We're still in sport. We have the iStop off, and as soon as car's clear, we are going to pretty much punch it and go left and see how this all-wheel drive system reacts, and go. Wow, okay. All right, Mazda, good job. That is impressive. So at first it was making a noise. I don't know if you heard that, because there was still a car that it was detecting going from right to left, but it was way out of my way. It's just part of the system. It didn't stop me. It didn't do anything other than just letting me know, hey, there's a car, making sure I was paying attention, which obviously I am. So I was impressed. There wasn't like hardly any wheel spin there. You could kind of feel it distributing power to each wheel that needed it and cutting others that didn't. That was a lot of G-force for an SUV. There was a little bit of body roll, but that's kind of expected, at least I think, in this size of SUV. But it was certainly controllable. It was not bad. Going over the blind spots, or are there blind spots? Checking over to my left, not bad. I can see pretty good. The pillar is in a good spot for me to be able to still see out of the rear window. Checking over to my right, I can see pretty much the whole way back. The only one that's a little bit in the way is the very, very rear window for the third row, and that's because the second row seat headrest is actually blocking that window. So that's a little bit in the way, but of course there's blind spot monitoring on this vehicle if you need it, so I don't think you're really going to have an issue with that. Let me pop this back into normal. Yeah, and then it just dropped RPMs a little bit, which is good. That's obviously what I would expect. Let's set our cruise control here on and set. Oops, I gotta hit the right button. Set. And I have already used adaptive cruise control. The adaptive cruise control does work well. Again, it does have lane keep assist, so it kind of like nudges you back in the lane, but it's not foolproof. It's more just letting you know, hey, pay attention. And it does not have lane centering. So that is one thing that I do wish it had technology-wise. Probably the only thing that it's really missing technology-wise is lane centering. So maybe next year's model, maybe. We'll see, I don't know, because I know how Mazda feels about it. And I will say, from their perspective, this is a driver's vehicle for an SUV. They've stated that, and they've backed it with how this vehicle drives. As far as the comfort goes, the bolsters are, obviously, there's not really any bolsters. I mean, there are, but there's not, and it makes it comfortable for what this vehicle is. I would not expect any bigger of bolsters for sure, because this isn't made to be sporty. This is made to be luxury. So that's a good thing. They've hit the nail on the head with that one. And even like going around a turn right there, again, there is a little bit of body roll, but it's very under control for the size of SUV this is. And then with the actual seats, the rest of it, they're a little bit on the firm side. They're not crazy cushy, but they are still soft. I mean, they're still good. So I don't have any complaints with the seats either. From the drive mode perspective, is there a difference in the three modes? Yes, there is a difference in the three modes. Sport, it holds your gear. Suspension stiffens up a little bit. In normal, it's normal as you would expect. And then off-road, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't tried off-road. Let me see if I notice any real difference. So I just changed it from normal. Oh, so it downshifted, almost like sport, which makes sense because off-road, it's gonna wanna hold gears, would be my guess, going downhill, to be able to control the weight of the vehicle without wearing out your brakes. Oh yeah, just downshifted again, because it's a little bit of a downslope here. Not much. Now we're going back up a little bit. So off-road mode feels a little torquier as well. It's more of a low gearing. You can feel it. There is definitely a difference in off-road mode. Wow. Huh. That's impressive. Because now if I go back to normal, I mean, almost immediately, throttle response, gearing, everything is totally changed. Yeah, that is good programming by Mazda. Really good. I don't believe I've stated it yet, but the top trim level is going to come in between $59,000 and $61,000, just depending on like your little accessories and of course the destination charge. For that price point, I think it's fair. I don't think it's overly aggressive, but I don't think it's overpriced either. I mean, I think they pretty much put it where it needs to be, so I can't complain on that. Just testing another little turn here, sorry. little S-turn. Not bad. Wow, not bad. But this is definitely a vehicle that, like, if you need a family vehicle all year round, then you don't want something sporty. You still want it, you know, luxurious, but you're not breaking the bank for something that has a third row. This is probably a good option for you. I think we've covered just about everything, all of the stats, figures, everything you would want to know. If you want anything further, I would definitely recommend go to your local Mazda dealer and check one out. And if you like it, go ahead and grab you one. If not, maybe you wait another year for a couple different things. But nonetheless, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you like things other than cars and you want some golf content or Call of Duty or random things, my second channel is live. I don't post as much there, but it's called Clutched Life. The link is down below. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.